Hey Pepper Gang, this is part 3 of my gray zone loot route guides for point 3, and this is by far my most used route and my most profitable. Even though it favors Lamang since it's on the east side, it's long enough where people visiting Vongphet or Tiger Bay can do little detours, swing by and hit a lot of these spots. It takes me roughly around 40 minutes to do the whole thing. You visit 3 minor points of interest, does have 2 optional keys, which one I have so far, but you can still get great loot and money without them. Once again, these are guides for new players, those struggling, or those wanting to mix up their looting habits. You don't have to hit everything on this run, since it's on the longer side, but it's quite low key, and I rarely get PvP doing this, and like always, you can always switch to PvE. You can start it going north to south, but I prefer running it south to north, because there are 2 tricky mountains to navigate, and you guys know if you take one bad step, you will slide down and die or just break all your bones. So I will show you my most optimal route, because time is money. It starts and ends near LZs and Cops 2, which is really nice and convenient if you gotta drop off gear as well. If you have any questions about it, drop them below, or swing by the Twitch live stream and ask there. I am recording this one off stream this time, but with that, let me show you the loot run. I find myself playing a bit more gray zone off stream since the wipe, just to do these little loot runs because I've been spending so much money on cases because I really like having a nice stash. But it is nice since point 2, since they started adding more high valuable loot. And here again in point 3 with more locations and me showing you these loot routes, shows you that the game's definitely going in the right direction. I love looting, love doing these type of loot guides in games. And it's pretty cool that I can get on, I feel obligated to task to make money or farm a bunch of weapon parts and just hit the landscape and travel and play the game. Still feel like I'm progressing one way or another. Money goes a long way in this game. Alright, so the first stash on this run, once again I use TAC Map. I love the guy that makes that website, or his team. Keep it up to date, and there are those little purple dots, and you can filter stashes and landing zones, POIs through the website. So that's how I use the map, find stashes, and develop my loot routes. But throughout the game, you will see these standalone trees. A good rule of thumb is that a lot of them have stashes at the bottom. So this one, as it right here, it's a little part of the hit, is a lot of times these stashes are just gonna give you food. Sometimes you get a nice little stack of money, or one high valuable item like a card or a ring or something really nice. So the way I see it, I'm going to show you a bunch of stashes. If you can get one high valuable item or a stack of cash, 5 out of 8, or majority of them, not all of them, but most of them, that makes it a good run. Keep going from that stash. Stash number 1, the viewpoint. There's usually 1 to 2 AI up here. Running the AK-308, you guys can see. Fun. Tell my chat all the time, loot every AI if you can. Don't get yourself killed. Duffel bags of all kinds in the game are always worth hitting because you do occasionally get some money or high value item out of those. What looking for over here is your grandmother's purse, she left it behind. Right there. Purses are always really nice. Look at all that cash. And an e-phone. 2,500 cash, 1 high valuable item. Very good. My map up so you can see where exactly this thing is. It's this wooden structure. So just like the wooden tree I showed you, throughout the map, if you see just random structures like this, roads along trails, might have a stash. The map that I use and link below, it will not always have all the stashes and all the information. And if you want to help them out, you can submit that info too. Now this is a good example of a bad stash, just a bunch of food, but whatever. Okay, so from here on out, there is a shortcut to my left. It's kind of dangerous. I've died trying to do it. You can give it a go. Somewhere right about here, there's a gradual slope that you can find, and I've done it a couple times, but I've also died trying to do it. The way I do this run is why it takes a little longer, is just getting up and down these mountain ridges. You know, there's a stash by Bamboo Lake that I'll show you here in a bit. We're gonna go all the way to the end of the ridge near that checkpoint. Alrighty, so as you get about here, we're doing low-key chill runs. You guys might be having pistols on these runs, or shit, even have a knife, crappy ammo. Wouldn't fight too many AI, so I would just stay away from checkpoint. Alright, so this next one, kind of look for that corner where the ridge line takes a turn to the checkpoint. There's the good old lock pile, similar to the last one. Right here. Dollars. There we go. Ooh, this is probably one of the better stashes I've seen in a minute. So get a high value item, liquid cash, and what I tell you, one of those M4s with the spectroscope. I don't really worry about scopes anymore, even when I have a bad day. Alrighty, next stop is right here. Occasionally, you do see 1 to 2 AI patrolling around here, looking for this blue truck right at the intersection. Really easy to spot. Everywhere you go, I recommend hitting dead bodies because you get cash, you get high valuable items. Sometimes they won't have anything, but to me, they're always worth hitting. And then you're looking for your grandmother's second purse. That watch, big money. Look at that, an extra 1,300. Purses are amazing, and we haven't even hit the best stuff, guys. I like starting from the bottom up because it just gets better and better as you go. I think that's just more fun. All right, for this next spot, you're gonna go to another corner. You see where the tree line kind of bends, tucked away up there. All right, guys, so you guys see the trend within structures, lock piles, broken shit. Looks out of place. Check around its bottom parts. All right, here we go. $936. We take that. That's a good stash. All right, from here, put to the tree line, those lakes just south of us. All right, guys, this next spot, you're gonna look for this little shack in the woods. Right? Spot. Look for the stash right here. Looks like we got an AK. This is nice booze. A little tequila. Very good. All right, from here, just so you can see, this is where the stash is once again. From here, we're gonna go to this corner, Bamboo Lake. Alright, so as you guys can see, we're really close to where we were hiking near Tiger Bay viewpoint. This is where that shortcut kind of puts you out. I don't recommend searching for it. I just died enough times trying to scale this. But be my guest. Like I said, this is the best route I have found that don't see many people, don't break your legs, make decent time. That's cash. Another A1, and since this time I'm already carrying one and I'm really being encumbered for the rest of the run, got plenty of guns in my stash, I'm just gonna take the scope. I do recommend checking the ammo though. Look at that, some M855. All right, from here on out, could skip Siang Radio Station, but I want to show you guys what's up there. I have featured this in one other video, my locations video in the grayzone playlist. There is a key up there. I've been farming it for a while. Some people have found it. Heard of a static spawn up there that we're going to check right now. It would be amazing I found it while recording this, but we will see. Either way, worth hitting if you have the time and want to do the full loot run like this. Alright guys, so this is one of the few times you're going to have to fight AI on these runs, but this is the easiest it's going to get. About 5 to 6 of them. A couple like to be towards the front. See, one tagged me right there. I've been told, I think, a key spawns one of the tables in here. It was the first one we just saw there. Key for SRS. Double check spots that maybe never spawned loot. There have been spots that I thought never had loot, and occasionally you find something new. Got this equipment, this firearm box here. One tri-rail. Food. You got the ammo box here. Stuff there. On the corner, we got the duffel bag. $47 and 1911. I do like the 1911. The medical crate. A lot of times I don't buy meds. I find so many, guys. Get them in these runs. Got them every time we find high value loot. Tracking tags. Meds. Yo, a little necklace. Very good. I found cameras and good loot on that table. Pretty much where you see food, occasionally you find good loot as well. A lot of times I find food on this table, but this time, gold necklace. And we actually got a nice duffel bag. And I'm blind. I didn't realize that was a silver laptop. You ever get the black one? That one's worth more, but obviously we're gonna take this. Order of 2x2 is not as much as you would think, but that's probably one of the nicer conference rooms I've hit in this building. They knew I was recording my video. Thank you, devs. Alright, well, we're here for the jewelry box. Got a max spawn. Oh yeah, see, we're starting to fill up. Then if you do end up getting the Siang Radio Station key, SRS key, one of the entrances, boxes in there, and the other entrance system. Kind of see in there what we got. Ammo box, and there's another equipment box. Now from here, we could go with the Shepherd, but we're not running the PvP server from PvE to get a clean recording. So we're gonna keep on going to our next spot in the loot run. Then we go to my favorite spot, the best spot in my opinion. And I made a whole video on this spot. If you haven't seen it, Villa Vongphet. As you approach Villa, there are a few AI here as well. They're a little easier to get through than SRS, but once again, they're both fairly easy. Hit this truck. Nice little medical bag, once again. Get ton of meds. Kill all the AI, loot everything on the outside, and make my way in. Bodies in here have spawned some really good stuff for me in the past. And here's the good stuff. Go in. On the table. And the jewelry box right here. Got 4. Got the drop. Got spawn there. Got an earring spawn right there. That we didn't check, don't really need to. Quests will bring you here, just so you guys know. It's how I found out about this place. Then the best key, TV room. Go. What we're looking for is this jewelry box. I've made 14k off this box alone by getting 2 of the best items in the game. One's 5.5k, the other one was worth 6k. So this box is amazing, and once again, paid off. Very good. Alright, on to the next spot. We'll go to the Sabai Lake Restaurant. It's just right up here. We're almost done with the run. Alright guys, as we approach this lake restaurant, town, village, can't kill the AI. There's quite a few of them. Not an insane amount, but I don't really want to many times because it's towards the end of the run. I have a full backpack. I don't want to deal with dying. Walking for a while. It's towards the end of the run. The only that you gotta hit is this one right here. One right there aggroed on me. Go in here. You got blue loot. Loot. Cases, you never know. Every now and then you get something. I've gotten snake wine. It's the jewelry box real quick. Alrighty. Alright, now we go to the last spot, guys. It's at the end of this trail. Alright, guys, so the last spot is here at the end of this trail. Walk around the back. There's the stash right there. 60, a watch, water. Really nice. Alright, guys, so out of 7 stashes, 2 purses, 4 jewelry boxes, we got 24 high value items, all meant for selling, 8,000 liquid cash, spectroscope, along with an A1 with a spectroscope, an extra pistol, and a bunch of meds. Let's see how much we make. Alrighty, we made it back to the stash. Let's go ahead and dump everything. Gonna keep ammo, meds, food, drink. We're only gonna sell all the high value items. As you can see, Banshee gives you more for the laptop, 672. Like I said, it's quite low for that size. Lab Rat will give you money for phones. Artisan will give you more money for cards, but we don't have any. And Turncoat is the guy who will give everything else to. So guys, on that run alone, without selling any of the gun stuff, meds, or food, after selling all that jewelry, the highest single item we had was 2K with that gold watch. We made $19,389 off that run. 20K run pretty much, if we include the value. Here you go. Fuck it. And that's it, guys. I made about 20K on this run. Fairly easy, fairly straightforward, and that wasn't even using one of the keys on this run. I hope you guys learned something new. Good luck out there. Thanks for watching. If you haven't seen the rest of my Grayzone videos, check out the playlist suggested here at the end. Thanks again, and have a wonderful rest of your day.